So today we're going to talk about the utility costs in Ecuador. For those of you that are expecting or thinking about relocating to Ecuador, we're going to go over some utility costs.
Yeah. And of course it varies, but
Yes.
we're going to talk about that too.
So when we moved here in 2022, we moved like in the middle of the year, right?
No,
Well,
it was March, April.
I'm talking about when we got the condo. It
was May.
Okay.
Yeah.
So during May, basically our first bill was like in June, July for the electricity, and from July to December, we can say our utility expense or usage did not go over, I think, $30.
That was for electricity.
For electricity.
Right.
In the year of 2022, from June to December, we did not spend more than $30.
Yeah.
Now for the water and gas, at that time when we moved into the condo, I did not have a gas stove or oven. We only had an induction.
And we had but we did have a gas. We do have a gas dryer.
Yes. Okay. So from June to December, our utility for gas, which is billed through our condo, was no more than $20 a month for both.
Yeah, it was actually around 15. Because I remember,
just give or take.
I remember being surprised the first time I paid it. It was like $13.75 for
Right.
gas and water.
Just know that it depends on your usage, because if you wash more often, if you dry your clothes often, if you wash dishes, showers, all of those things are going to play a part in your water usage. Now, moving forward to 2023, and that was the summer. Like we start hearing people talk about El Nino.
Right, and that was our first South American summer, which starts in December.
November.
Yeah.
Yes, November.
So the end of 2022, going into 2023 was our first summer here.
Right.
Where the temperatures went up and our electricity costs went up. Because, quick side note, we went to Bali at the end of 2022, November 2022.
Yeah.
When we came back from Bali and we went to the U.S.? No, we went to the U.S. in August. So we came back from Bali in November. At the end of November, the weather here had shifted a bit from when we left, because it was a little more cloudy. It was cooler when we left. When we came back, it started getting warmer because it was going into the summer here.
Right. So just know, for those who don't know, Ecuador has two seasons, winter and summer. So when we when we got our condo in May of 2022, we were in the winter season.
Right. And we say winter, but it's depending on where you are in the country, it could just be the dry season and the rainy season.
Yeah.
So it just depends on where you are.
So coming into 2023, January of 2023, it was warmer. I think in January of 2023, our utility for electric was like $40.
Yeah, it steadily went up for like 3 or 4 months in a row.
Yeah. So we did not get past $100
right.
for our electric cost. So I'll just give you an example. So in January, it was like $40. In February, anywhere between 60, 65, and then March was the hottest. Just like now, it's a bit warm. We have the AC on right now because it is extremely warm outside.
And I also want to say that even though it is warm, we've really gotten a lot more accustomed to it this year than we were last year.
Yeah, we've acclimated to the climate.
So we actually rarely run this air conditioner. Really just doing it now because we're sitting here making a video. We don't want to be hot.
No. So in March, our electric was about $100. And then it started to decline because it was cooler at night.
Winter was a little different because of the El Nino that you mentioned. And it was warmer than the previous winter. The previous winter was it was
perfect.
Great. Now it was cloudy a lot, which was annoying.
Right.
Temperature-wise,
it was perfect.
We did not run the air conditioner at all. Even at night when we were sleeping in our room, like we just kept the windows open. It was beautiful.
I had to put on a wrap.
Right.
It would get cool at night because you were thinking about getting a little throw to put on the.
Right.
Because you was like, it's a little cool.
It's a little cool in here.
Yeah. Not this time.
Not this past winter. No, like it was basically summer for an entire year.
Entire year.
Yeah.
And last year, we will say, there was more rain.
Yeah, last year there was more. It rained a little bit this year,
Yeah.
but not as much as last year.
Okay, so in the summer, going into the summer of 2023, the induction stovetop stopped.
It died on us.
It died on us.
It kept going in and out, and eventually it was got replaced.
Right. So the owner agreed to get us an oven, and we got a gas stovetop. So we have an electric oven and a gas stovetop. Now, we talked about having our own toaster oven because we didn't have an oven before. We still use
That toaster oven to death.
It is amazing.
We're going to use it until it blows up.
It's amazing. It does everything that we need it to do. Only thing I don't like about it is cooking a cake in it. So I cook the cake in the oven.
Yeah.
So, like we were saying, our water and gas is billed through the condo. It did increase a little bit, not much, maybe $4 or $5.
If that, yeah.
If that. Now we have noticed going into 2024 there were some changes, and there was a change in management with the condo, and they've added a maintenance fee. Just know if you're moving to Ecuador, your cost of your utility will depend on your usage.
Yeah, just like anywhere.
Right.
Even though it is in comparison very affordable.
Yeah.
Now I will say that obviously you could run up a $200, $300, $400 electric bill, depending on how many air conditioning units you're running. There's a reason that there's split units in every property. It's because usually people will only run the air conditioner in a room that they're in, and not all day.
Yeah.
So if you're used to like the States where you have central air and you're just running it constantly, well,
you don't have a choice because
you can't shut it off, so
you can't be in a room and then
right. I mean, you could set it up like that, but then you get multiple units. That's just the whole thing. If you're used to that and you don't want to walk into a hot room, so you're like, I'm just gonna leave the air on, maybe on low, in all my rooms all day. Yeah, you're gonna have like a $300 or $400 bill. That's just gonna happen. But if you're a little sparing with the air usage, you can get away with a sub $100 bill for a decent sized place.
Yeah. Now, like you said, it just depends on how you want to do it, because when you're coming from the States, now we remember those electric bills that came in the mail during the summertime, and they were not.
Yeah, $280, $300.
Oh my gosh. We don't miss that at all.
No.
But we understand because you have central heat and air, so you have to cool the entire house. I love the fact that they have the split air because we're not in other parts of the house, and it doesn't take long for the room to cool off if you turn it on before you go in. So like you go in there and you turn it on 5 to 10 minutes before you go into the room. It is completely cool.
And it stays cool for a while, unless you have a room with like large windows, like our living room. It will stay cool for quite a while, especially
pretty much all day.
Close that door. Yeah, like
if you let the shades down.
Let the shades down and close the door. That room will stay cool for most of the day. You just get a fan and you're usually fine. And that's if you live somewhere warm like we do.
Right.
If you live somewhere cool, it's not even.
It may not even be necessary.
It's not even an issue. It's not even an issue for you. If you're used to kind of cool weather, bundle up. You might need a little propane heater or something like that every once in a while. If you live in the mountains, our experience here is different than someone who lives in the mountains when it comes to air conditioning usage.
Yeah, and explain that there are different climates in Ecuador.
Yeah, there are so many climate regions in the country, and it changes. So like the entire coast isn't the same. Salinas is more desert than Manta or Olón, where it's a little wetter, it's a little more humid. There are places in the country where it's just super hot, or it's really cool all year, or it's just perfect all year. There's so many different places to live and so many different climates that it's hard to just give one blanket answer when it comes to utility costs, especially with electricity. Now for gas and water, it's generally affordable pretty much everywhere, as far as we can tell. Electricity is the one thing that is gonna
fluctuate.
Yeah, and phone service and cable, internet, it's pretty much the same all over the country. Where in the States you might pay $50 for high speed, here you can get away with like $25 or Yeah, 20, 25, $30.
I think it ranged between 30 and 40. And if you're 65 and over, you can get a discount.
Yeah.
Like a senior citizen discount.
$30 to $40 range that you were talking about, you get pretty decent internet.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have a problem with internet at all.
We haven't had any issues.
No,
with
it's fast enough. I'm sure there's fast internet out there, but we don't need it.
Oh, I will say that depending on if you're living in a house and living in a high rise, it can vary, because when you're living in a high rise building, you do, like for us living near the beach, we get a breeze from Mar Bravo, which is the ocean behind us, and we live in the back of the building. The people who live in the front of the building get a breeze from
the ocean.
The ocean.
Yeah. So we're on a small peninsula, so we can see the backside that includes the city. On the front of the building, it's right on the water, and depending on the time of year, the breeze is either coming from one direction or the other. And during the cooler months, it's usually coming from the direction that we face, which is awesome.
So what I was saying is, if you're living in a house, it may be warmer because you may not be getting that breeze, especially with some of the houses that have walls, like the
walls around. Yeah. On the flip side, like all the houses made from concrete, especially here on the coast. I can assume it's the same most areas of the country.
Places.
It's mostly concrete, and the heat doesn't necessarily just start baking the house. like it would in the States when you insulate a house in the summertime. If you don't turn the air on, it's stifling in there. It's not quite the same here. You can get away with some fans and just open the windows.
So it just depends. And we just want to give an update on, or give some information on utility costs, and it varies based on usage.
Yeah.
Now, if you're someone who does not want to be warm at all,
run the air and pay the bill.
Pay the bill. It's okay. If you don't mind spending $200, $300 for electric bill for comfort, we totally understand.
When we were working in the States at our house, I would tell her, "Hey, listen,
He's not going to be hot.
I work for a reason. I will not come home and be hot. I will pay that bill."
And see, I used to open the windows and be like, "Oh, it's such a nice breeze," and he has allergies. And he was like, no,
close the windows, turn the air on.
But anyway, I digress.
But here, I'm different here. We try as much as we can not to turn the air on.
It's fine.
As soon as we stop this video, I'm turning that air conditioner off.
Thank you for watching, and stay tuned.
We'll be back.
Bye.
Bye.